Are you tired of the hollow sound that the microphone gives you coming straight out of the camera? Yeah, me too. So we got a few that are going to step up our game. We're going to upgrade our audio, level up, using one of 5 microphones, all of them wireless. None of them are tethered to the camera, so we can still move around and be relaxed and easy to go. So, what are they? The 5 microphones include the BKHM, I'm going to have to look that up again, the Boya microphone, which is a similar microphone to the first, but a step up in a couple of ways. Then we go to the Neewer. The Neewer is a major upgrade, and we'll see how that operates. The LVOXCON is more applicable to a camera, but you can make it work for the phone as well. And the last is the Comica, which is a completely different microphone. It's a shotgun microphone, and that's going to be a different application and allow us to do different things. So, 5 microphones, all wireless, going from $20 to $200. So every one of them has its advantages. You're going to see what they are in this video. So let's get right into it, shall we? First microphone that we want to talk about is this. It's the HMKCH. Had to check my notes because what the heck does that mean? HMKCH. And you can get 2 microphones, 1 receiver, meaning 2 people can be on camera and talking at the same time. You're picking them both up. They can be in different areas in the shot because you're wireless. It's great, and the sound is not affected. So the HMKCH is this little buddy here. How does it sound? Big upgrade? Should be a decent upgrade. The other big upgrade that we get with all of these is, of course, the ability to move. We're not stuck right here at the camera. I could go for a walk, and I could be 65 feet away from this microphone, and it would still pick me up just fine. This has a 5-hour runtime, so I could do a 5-hour video nonstop, and I'd still have audio at the end of it. It takes 2 hours to repower it up to full power. That's pretty quick, not a big deal. Noise cancellation. Now, noise cancellation is a very important part of wireless microphones. In noise cancellation, what it's doing is it's cutting out the background noise. We're going to have a test on this on each of these microphones, so we'll talk about this in more depth later. But basically what it's doing is it's cutting out the background noise to emphasize the vocals. Now, this has noise cancellation, but it's automatic. It comes on when you turn on the mic, and it turns off when you turn off the mic. It's automatic. You can't turn it off separately from the mic. So, one of the things about noise cancellation, there are different levels of quality of it, and what it's doing is it's actually cutting out certain low-end frequencies to clean up the sound. But that also can take out some of the low-end frequencies of your voice. So it does have an effect on your voice, and you may decide you want it in some cases and you don't in others. And in this case, on this low-end model, you can't turn it off. It's going to be on automatically. $19.99 after a coupon. That's the current price at the time of this filming. Folks, less than 20 bucks, and you have upgraded the sound of your audio, and you've given yourself the flexibility of moving around with no concerns. Wow, what a great use at 20 bucks. So highly recommend it. This is what we've been using on the previous videos, like for example, the one on the stabilizer on the Kayes selfie stick tripod. When we saw that, we were using this microphone for that, for the in the field shots that were taken in that. So what did you think? What do you think now? This is the HMKCH wireless lavalier microphone, available on Amazon right now for less than $20. Link below. The next on our list is the Boya BYV20. Now the 20 stands for the USB-C connection that I'm using on my S22 Android. They also make the BYV2, and that has the lightning jack for iPhones. On all of these microphones, make sure you get the right connection for your camera. Pay attention to it. One isn't going to work with the other, so you got to get the right one. So the Boya is a step up from the first one, even though the form factor of it is very, very similar to what we saw in the first one. But some of the differences here are noise reduction is now an option. It's something you can turn on and you can turn off. Right now I have it off. I'm in my studio, it's very quiet here. I have no need of noise reduction. But out on the street or in a noisy studio where there's a lot of background noise, air conditioning or lighting that has fans and whirring and so forth, all of those things, noise reduction can be a big boom. And we're going to test the noise reduction on all of these in a separate test, so we'll talk about that later. But in this case, it's selectable. You can turn it on and you can turn it off. In addition, I think the sound quality is a step up. This sounds a little bit better to my ear. Another little feature that the Boya has doesn't sound like it's very important, but in the field and a practical application, it's really useful. And what it is, it's this clip. When I hold that clip, and you'll hear it. Can you hear those little détentes? It's clicking into different positions, and I can move the microphone at different angles. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but when you put it onto the talent, sometimes the way that it clips on puts the microphone at a funny angle, and now I can just ratchet it up and put it in the right direction. Now these are incredibly lightweight. The transmitter or microphone is only weighing 9.5 grams, and the receiver, which is now plugged into the phone, is only 6 grams. So I don't even feel it. I don't even know that it's there. I'm completely unaware of having a microphone on me. Can't feel it at all. So the runtime now, we have gone from 5 hours of runtime on the first one to 9 hours of runtime. That's a long time. Hard to imagine you'll be using continuous 9 hours of microphone time in a day before you can get back and plug it on up and get it going again. And right now, this is available for only $28.50 after a coupon is applied on Amazon. There's a link again below on all of these. There'll be a link below so you can look at it. But $28.50. So this is basically $10 more than the original version. We've gotten better sound, in my opinion. You tell me what you think in the comments below. But we've gotten better sound. We've got the twistable clip. We've got selectable noise cancellation. Oh, and another feature that this has is that you can plug a set of USB-C headphones into the microphone and monitor the sound, actually into the receiver. But then you can monitor the sound while you're recording. So if you have somebody that's manning the camera and audio and is in charge of all that while the talent is up front, 2 separate people, you're not working alone that day, they can have headphones on and be listening to see if there's some kind of dropout or error or problem with the audio in real time while you're filming it. It's hard to justify the first one when this one exists. Now we're moving on to the Neewer, and this is a whole different kettle of fish. The actual asking price for it is $107, but there's a $30 coupon on Amazon currently. So I got this for $77. So in the ballpark of twice as much as the Boya. Is it worth it? Kinda is. There's a lot going on with the Neewer. So the Neewer is, it's again 2 microphones and 1 receiver, 8 to 9 hours of runtime, 1.5 to 2 hours of recharging time. So that's in the ballpark of the Boya. Again, your noise reduction is selectable. You don't have to have it on all the time, but you can. But here's something kind of neat. This is the microphone, and currently you'll see it's clipped to my chest. Now, the reason it's there is because on the back of it is a magnet, and that will hold just fine whenever you don't have a good place for the clip, which is also on there. Okay, so magnet connectable. You also have monitoring capable on this. There's actually a headphone jack in the receiver, and you can plug right into that and monitor with headphones. Now on here, you've got a place to plug in an external microphone right there. Now that is going to allow you to plug in a lavalier mic, but one of those little tiny mics you see, kind of the newsman has a clip to his tie. So something like that. But you can plug one of those in and hide it on the talent so that they can have microphone and good sound and no visual cue that they're mic'd up. So in a dramatic scene, that would be something that's crucial. You don't want microphones in the scene. So this will allow you to do that as well. 200 meters of distance. That's 635 feet, folks. Your talent could be 635 feet away from the camera and be picked up with this. An absurd amount of distance. I can't see the application, but wow, what power, what strength. It's pretty incredible. Now this also comes with this case. It's not just a case. This thing's important. You see the lights on the front? It's charging the internals. So everything's being charged when it's sitting in the case. The case can be recharged in about 2 or 3 hours, and it's ready to go. But you can recharge the entire pack 3 times. You get 15 hours of recording time because of that case, and it provides really good protection for the system itself. The other thing that it has is inside these little silver buttons that are in the top of the case are actually hygienically cleaning this while it's closed. So all the time that it's closed, it's being exposed to UV light and cleaning them. It's amazing. With our phones, we have to go in with either USB-C or Lightning connector for an Apple. So what they've done is they've provided these 2 connecting pieces that connect both to the receiver and the phone. It'll have one jack, in this case Lightning on this end, USB on this end. The USB goes into the receiver, the other end into the phone. Mine is USB to USB right now, but both connectors are included. So when you get this, it doesn't matter what your phone is, it's going to connect to it. That's a big deal. There's an LCD screen. I can't show it to you right now because that's connected, but there's an LCD screen on the receiver, and it's showing you your mic levels. It's showing you the battery levels on the receiver and the transmitter. A lot of information on there. The connection, how strong the connection is between the receiver and the transmitter. All of that information is on the LCD screen, so you can get some updates while you're shooting in real time. Fantastic. Noise reduction, turn it on and off. So completely up to you. 19 grams on the mics, 21 grams on the receiver. They're a little bit heavier, but honestly, folks, I still can't feel it. All of these are so, with one exception, are so light. They're just a non-factor on your body. You're not really aware of them. Here's one of the biggies, though. On the Neewer, not only are you being able to send this and record on your phone, the transmitter can be set up so it's recording. Now, why is this important? If I'm on a camera and say the camera has a lens on it that when it zooms or it focuses, it makes a lot of noise. There are a lot of lenses like that. You can be recording away from the camera, and it's not going to pick up any of that sound. You could have that recording as a backup in case something got corrupted on the phone's recording of your audio. You could have the audio in the phone recording at one level and this recording at 6 decibels lower. Why would that be important? It's called a safety track. And if you suddenly get really loud and your vocal quality gets destroyed because it gets clipped or over driven and becomes distorted and ugly, you'll have a backup recording of that same time frame 6 decibels softer, and it can bring it down to a level that it can be useful, and you just plug that in to the recording on your final video to bring the level down just a little bit. You can have recording in stereo where one of the microphones is on the left channel, one's on the right channel. Oh my gosh, the amount of capability of this thing is off the hook. Big time recommend it. A little bit more money, $77. Now we're getting into, real money. And then you gotta make choices. You're gonna be making choices all through your career. I don't have an unlimited budget. If you do, awesome. I don't. So I always have to make choices. But this is a choice I think I would try to make. I love this thing. So Neewer, check it out.
Now we're testing the Alvoxcon TG-2. This is really designed for cameras, so the receiver has a hot shoe mount on it. You can do a 3.5 jack into a camera, or if you have a phone that has a 3.5 headphone jack in it, you can go in there too. But it's not initially designed for the phone, so you're going to need some kind of adapter to make this plug into your phone. But once you have that, this is what you got. Now with the Alvoxcon, you have a separate piece, and this is going to go on your belt or somewhere out of sight, out of mind, and it's connected to a typical lavalier microphone that goes on your chest, something that a newscaster might wear on his tie, for example. But you've seen them before. They are also very useful because they can be hidden on the talent, so it doesn't look like they're mic'd in any way. Now, the Neewer, you can also plug this into, and it works great. But you don't have to, because that little piece that I showed you is the microphone. In this case, this is not. So you have to have that extra microphone, the lavalier microphone, connected to your chest. They also provide a pair of headset microphones. So these would go on just like that. And you can wear these. I haven't had the need for these. I haven't had any use for them. I know gamers like them a lot. They give you both a headphone and a microphone. So that's nice. And here's the thing. Now that I have this, I can use those on my Neewer. So anyway, no noise reduction on this. That's not available. 4 to 6 hours of runtime. It's only 100 feet only. I still don't see how you're 100 feet away and that's useful in a shot, but it must be for somebody. Might be for you. So this will do 100 feet. It's a lot shorter than the 635 feet of the Neewer. I'm sure that's not entirely accurate, but it's obviously going to be longer. There's no case. It does come with plugs that are either for a TRS or a TRRS connector. Those are two different phone jacks for either telephones or cameras. They're different, but anyway, it comes with both, so it's adaptable that way. But this is $87.99 with 2 mics and a receiver. That's the most expensive chest-mounted version that we're going to look at, and I don't see it. Do you?
Now we're going to be talking about something completely different. This is the Comica VM30, and this is a boom mic. It's a shotgun mic. It's a long, skinny mic. I'll show you a picture of it in a minute, but right now it's attached to a boom stand, and it's just out of the frame of the camera, so it's right probably a foot away from my mouth, maybe even a little bit less. Close proximity. How's the sound? Great gain control on these microphones. I've got it all turned down all the way to 2 right now, and this is the kind of sound we're getting, and it goes all the way up to 10. So really useful in different scenarios. This mic can be put on a camera using, you've seen those, right? Well, they just go right in the hot shoe of the camera, and this can be our on-the-go vlogging microphone, high quality. Now, this is not a cheap mic. With a coupon, it's $170, and there's only one mic, one receiver. That's it. It's a one-trick pony. It's got 100 meter, which is about 320 feet of distance that it's capable of. That's plenty. 7 hours of runtime. That's running it wirelessly. If you have it wired, which if it was on top of your camera, you just plug it directly into the camera, 50 hours of battery life. So just a long time. 10-step gain control. You can plug this in using either a 3.5 millimeter audio jack or a USB-C plug. That's important. There are pieces that you can plug in using a USB-C, like the phone that we're using today, the Android S22. Or on a camera, it's got a 3.5 millimeter jack, and that's what you need for that. You can plug right in. The other thing that's important, and this is true on all the microphones that we've looked at today, if it has a USB out, you can plug it into your computer directly and use it as your sound source for the computer for all kinds of different reasons. One of them being voiceovers. So if you've finished a video and you want to say something over the top of it, you can, okay? Plug it into the computer using USB. This has a supercardioid pattern. Now this gets into a little bit more of the technical details of microphones. But on all of these other microphones that we've looked at so far, the microphones themselves are what are called omnidirectional. They're picking up sound in all around. And the reason it's getting good sound from our voice is the proximity to our mouth. It's closer to it, so it separates it a little bit, and you can hear it pretty well. Now, this microphone is different. This is a supercardioid pattern, which means it's a more focused pattern. It's canceling out side noise and back noise, and it's focusing on what's right in front of it. That's the nature of a zoom mic or a shotgun mic. And that's what this is. Now, you've also got the capacity of using a 75 or 150 hertz low-cut filter. All that really means, that's its noise reduction. It's cutting out frequencies that are below 75 hertz or below 150 hertz and letting the rest pass through. Well, that's getting rid of background rumbling noises and that kind of thing and letting your voice come through. Just really good practical tools to use for noise reduction in a little bit more focused way, a more precise way. Okay, so this also, you can record on this as well. And when you do, this has that safety mode again, where you can do the 6 decibel drop on that safety recording track. That's great. That's a big deal. It could really bail you out. Or if the sound gets corrupted on the main source, the phone or a camera, if you were using a camera, then you'd have a backup of your audio for that day. Other things that this can do, sorry for the noise, we're going to make a little racket. It's also a great interviewer's mic. Nothing to say? Well, leave it in the comments, won't you, please? Thank you. But this is great. This is a great way to be in the field and have an interview session on the go, just like you see on the news. Really, really useful. High quality microphone at $170, it sounds like a ton of money. When you start getting into sophisticated audio and sophisticated microphones, This is still in the cheap bracket. Trust me. These things go to $5, $6, $8, $2,000. Look up some of the prices on Sennheiser. It'll curl your hair. So, the Comica VM30. If you want something a little bit different than the lavalier mics, this might be for you. Okay, folks, so I'm 10 feet away from the phone right now. And we're using the phone's microphone to record this video. And we're testing noise reduction. I bet you can tell the phone doesn't have much. Okay, now we're trying the no-name brand, the 1999 version of the wireless microphone. This should be a pretty major upgrade from what we just heard from the telephone's inbuilt microphone. Not a bad upgrade from 10 feet away. Now we're on to the Boya microphone. This is being used right now without the noise reduction. So the noise reduction has not been enacted right now. Now we're going to turn it on. Now the noise reduction is on. Let's take a listen to this and see if it gives us much of an improvement over the non-cancellation mode. This is the Boya. We're on to the Neewer wireless microphone. Right now, once again, we do not have the noise cancellation on. So this is what it sounds like. Seeing if we're going to get enough traffic to do this test. So that is what it sounded like with no noise cancellation. Now we've turned it on. So the noise cancellation is on. And we'll take a look at how this sounds. Here comes a big bus. That should be a good test. So once again, this is the Neewer. I'm talking to you from 10 feet away from the microphone, from the camera, from the phone, and the noise cancellation is on. This is the Neewer. Here's a test of the LVOXCon. Now there is no noise reduction on this, so I'm not going to be able to implement it. So this is how the LVOXCon would sound, no matter what we do. We don't have any other way of altering it or adjusting it. So this is the LVOXCon. Okay, so we're here at the football field. Now we're going to check some distance, see how far I can go. I'm going to have to approximate this because the lines on the football field are gone. It's January and they haven't lined this for quite a while. But here we go. We'll start here. So let's see. I'm going to be talking and I have my back to you right now, so that could be an influence on this thing. Does it sound better when I face you? Yeah? How about this? Can you still hear me? Trying to keep some conversation going. I think I'll be doing a poem on the rest of these. But anyway, this is now with my, I'm facing you once again. And I would say I'm getting pretty close to the 50. Which is a lot further than this thing is supposed to work. It's listed at 65 feet. I have to be at 150 feet now. How does it sound? This is where I'm going to stop, right at about 150 feet. Now it's time for the Boya microphone to give its shot at this test. And here we go. The Boya is just right now with the coupons and savings and so forth on Facebook, on Amazon, it's less than $10 more than the other one. It has the noise reduction, which we just tested, and just there are a lot of features to this that the basic one doesn't have. And one of the biggest features, sorry, I had my back to you that whole time. Here we are, looking back at you again, back to you once more. And we're out to the 50-yard line once again. Turning back toward you so you can hopefully hear me. But I'm even further than I was the last time. This has got to be 60 yards or so. 60 yards? Yeah, I would say so. So 180 feet. On my way back. This is the Boya BV20. Is that what? BYV20, that's it, yeah. Okay, we're on to the newer. So this is the newer test. And here we go. Off for my little walk through the middle school football field. He's at the 20, he's at the 30. Yeah, well, we're still walking. But anyway, the newer has been something that's really impressed me in a lot of ways too. It's so feature packed. As long as I can dial it in so that it sounds the way that I want it to. And I think I'm going to, by the way, sorry, I've been with my back to you the whole way. Here I am, turned toward you again, and past the 50-yard line. And now I'm at probably at the 70. So that's probably 200. That's probably 200 feet right there. So let's make our way back to you. Hi, I see you. I'm coming. We got to do this one kind of quick because I think I'm losing power on my receiver over there. So we're going to take a quick walk. This is the LVOXCon. The LVOXCon taking the walk of shame, perhaps. We'll see. I don't have a lot of confidence in this thing, to be honest with you. It hasn't impressed me, but we're going to give it a shot. That was with my back to you. Now I'm turned toward you. See how that does, if it's any better. About to getting closer to the 50-yard line, getting there. Think we're about there, yeah. And then we'll go just a little beyond, and I'm going to turn back toward you as I go back beyond it. That's probably 60 yards, and that's probably about 70. So that's the full test for the LVOXCon. Ooh, okay, back in my cozy studio. It's good to be back in here after being out there. It was cold. Anyway, hey, sorry about the VM30. We had some technical difficulties with the VM30 out in the field, so I wasn't able to do those tests with it. However, the way I look at that microphone and its applications, it's probably not quite as critical as it was with the others, but it would have been nice to be able to make the test, so I apologize that we did not get that information on the VM30. In the studio, though, it sounded clearly the best. So, this is a wrap-up, and I'm going to try and keep it quick because this has been a long video, hasn't it? So, what did I think? First of all, the 1999 microphone, amazing. Big step up from just using the audio that comes with the phone. Huge step up over that. Not bad noise cancellation. I did have some problems with it earlier in other videos with it not syncing perfectly. There was some lag time. It was very subtle, but it was there. And it was an okay sounding mic. So, but for $19.99 and the big upgrade it represents from the phone, definitely worth it. If that's what you can afford, get it. You're making a great decision. Second one, the Boya. Boya. That thing was amazing. For $28.50 with the coupon that's available at Amazon right now, that thing is a steal. It is really, really good. I thought the sound quality of it was excellent. All of them did fine as far as the distance test. I don't really have an argument with any of them on the distance test. 50 yards, how much further do you need to go? It's just silly. So anyway, that they all passed as far as I'm concerned, every one of them. But the Boya passed that, did a really good job on noise cancellation. I thought it was probably the best of all of them. That was really, really, really good. Super little microphone for less than 30 bucks. I just totally recommend the Boya. The next one is what I'm wearing right now, and I'm wearing the newer to do this final wrap up because I really like it. Right now, it is attached with that magnet underneath my turtleneck. So this is the sound quality you get from that. It's completely invisible. You can't see anything. What do you think? I think it's pretty darn good. Noise cancellation wasn't that great. I have a feeling that needs more testing. That may have been a user error, possibly, me. But I got a feeling it's better than what we saw. And we didn't get much traffic when we were testing the Neewer, so that's kind of up in the air. It did fine on the distance test, but God, with all the incredible features it has with the recording and the different ways you can record, you can use a lavalier mic. It's just such a great package. Okay, moving on. The VoxCon. Blah, hate it. Really good on noise cancellation. It was incredible on that. Noise reduction was almost perfect, and you can't turn it on or off. That's the way it works. But the sound quality on it is awful. It would drive people away from your channel. Do not get it. Now, in fairness again to them, mine was purchased in 2019, so it's 5 years old. I have a feeling that it's better now than it was then, but it wasn't good then. That's a bad mic. So really glad to have gotten the lavaliers and the headphone mics with it, though. I'll be using those sometime. And after the VoxCon, the VM30. Now the VM30 is a whole different classification of microphone. It's a shotgun microphone. It can be used on top of the camera. It'd be a really good vlogging mic, you know, holding your selfie stick and talking to yourself. Be really good for that. It's not a super long distance microphone. That's really not its niche, but it's really good when it's mounted on a boom and just outside the picture. It picks it up great and sounds wonderful. So I'm a big fan of the VM30. I see that as having great applications for me going forward. So there are 3 yeses, 2 nos. Not bad. Boya, thumbs up. Neewer, thumbs up. VM30, 2 thumbs up. And the others you just don't need to bother with. Unless you don't have any money to speak of and you can only scrape up 20 bucks and then get that cheapy mic, because it's a huge upgrade from the phone. And with that, I want to hear what you thought. What did you hear during those tests? Did you hear something different than what I heard? Leave comments down below. I want to hear about it. What would you like to see next? Would you like to see individual tests on any of these? Would you like to see what interests you? Let us know in the comments. We'll try and take care of you, okay? So I'm Bruce. This has been The Older Creator. These have been wireless microphones, and I'll see you.